Hello my dear, I don't know why I just said that. Hello guys, it's Venetia and I'm back with another video. I know it's been like a week since I've graduated nursing school, LPN year. Watching it on Law and Order. So as you can tell by the title, this video is going to be how my LP year went. Somebody, one of the YouTubers asked me a question. So I'm gonna go to my picture because I screenshotted it so I could answer it properly. So this is from I know this is, I just can't say her name right. Hadjit60. She says, would love to see a video about you reflecting over the LPN year. Which semester did you find the most difficult and why? Okay, so literally the LPN year, I can't even fathom. Like, it was a roller coaster. I made friends, I lost friends. I came from nothing literally to learning so much because I wasn't a CNA, you guys know this. So I literally came from knowing nothing. I mean, I worked in an ALF, which is a assisted living facility. I worked there for 5 months in Florida before I moved here. And I hated it, so I quit after 5 months. But I loved the residents. I just didn't like the people I worked with. And let me tell you, if you have a bad group of people you work with, it can run you out of a job. You will seriously just hate it so much that you can quit, even if you love the job so much. So that's what happened to me, and I hated it so much that I quit. And then I worked at Kohl's, and then I never worked in a like a facility or whatever like that again. So I wasn't a CNA, I wasn't anything like that. I was doing CNA work there, but I was considered a RA, which is a resident aide, which is basically CNA. We did everything that CNAs do, so that was cool. So I did get exposed to it, but I wasn't like in depth, and I didn't really talk to the nurses because I didn't know what I wanted. I mean, I knew what I wanted to be. I knew I wanted to be a nurse, but I wasn't taking nursing classes, and I wasn't doing anything like that. So I didn't like really marinate when I was there. I just did my job and went home. So I would say it was a rough semester. I mean, a rough year, all in all. The first semester, I'm just gonna go through each semester and then tell you guys which one's the hardest as I go. The first semester I would say was the hardest semester for me of nursing school. Some people found it easy because they were already CNAs and they already worked in hospitals, and they were kind of already with the nurses and kind of knew some of the stuff that nurses did and all that stuff. I didn't know anything. I was literally blind. So the first semester was the hardest to me because I didn't know, I mean, most of us didn't know either I didn't know how to study. I didn't know, and it sounds really funny, but like for A&P and for like English and stuff like that and math, there's a different type of studying, if you know what I mean, that goes along with it. It's not like nursing studying. Nursing studying is completely different than gen ed studying. And once you get in nursing school, if you're in nursing school, you can relate to what I'm saying. It's very different. Also, I didn't know how to study. So what I did the first semester is I had notebooks, and I wrote down notes and stuff like that. I don't even think I listened to the Tegrities. Tegrity is something that our teachers, during the lecture that they're teaching us, they record their session so we can go back and listen. So I don't even think I listened to Tegrity. I didn't even know what Tegrity was. Some people who had been to the school before, like in North Dakota BSC, knew what it was. I didn't know what it was. So we didn't have that in Florida, so I didn't know what it was, and I wasn't familiar with it, so I didn't use that. I just wrote like little notes and notebooks, and I was not doing good. Let me tell you guys, I was getting C's and B's on the test. I got 1A, and it was like a 92, and I jumped for joy when I got that A because I was like, oh my god, my first A in nursing school. And little did I know, I'll tell you guys more to be continued. But yeah, so I would say the first semester was hard because I didn't know how to study. I sat in the wrong spot, of course. I was talking. I mean, I got moved. We all got moved. So I hope you guys can hear this, but we all got moved, which I feel like that was God's plan to move me to the front. I chose the front, actually. I chose the front seat, and which I was happy about because I could focus. I didn't know what was going on behind me. I didn't turn around. I didn't do anything like that, only on breaks. So I feel like that was a good thing. What else is that? I didn't know how to answer NCLEX style questions. I didn't even know what an application style question was. I knew knowledge and comprehension questions because obviously they could say, what is the definition of this? And I could spit it out to them, but I didn't know how to take a disease process, remember all the signs and symptoms, and remember everything like that. And then when they ask you an application question like, your patient comes into the doctor with this, what do they have, or how would you treat it? I didn't know how to answer those type of questions. So that was another downfall for me. I sucked at those type of questions. I've gotten better, but I would say the first semester to me was the hardest because you're fresh. You don't know how to answer NCLEX style questions. You don't really know how to study for nursing. You don't know anything really. CNAs and nurses do not do the same thing. I mean, half of nursing is CNA, or most of nursing is CNA work, like you do bed baths and stuff like that. But still, CNAs don't do a lot of what nurses do, so it was a little bit hard. And mostly that got me was studying in the NCLEX style questions. So I would say the first semester probably for me was the hardest semester ever. I don't even remember what I passed that semester with, but it was not good. I mean, I passed it obviously, but I think I got like B's and C's. I don't think I got an A in anything. And we didn't really have a clinical class because we were supposed to have 4 clinicals, but we had a really crazy blizzard on Christmas, so we didn't partake in 3 of the clinicals. We only did 1 because everything was shut down. So yeah, it was like 24 inches of snow, so it was really bad. So we didn't really have a clinical class, so I got B's and C's in all my classes. Now fast forward to semester 2, which was spring semester. That, I don't know, I started to say, okay, I'm going to print my slides out versus writing, because I feel like I tell this to people all the time who email me and stuff. I'm like, if you try to study and you see that you're not passing the way that you're studying now, like writing notes in a notebook, and you see that you didn't do as good, then change it. Don't try to change yourself. Change what you're doing. So I changed that. I threw that away. I didn't even do the notebook thing. I just printed out my slides, and you guys know how my slides look, but I will show you guys an example of mine. I still haven't cleaned my binders and stuff out. I was on vacation, so I just ripped this out. But these are how my slides look. So I have the slides, and then I have the 3 lines, or not the 3 lines, but the 3 sections of lines. And those help me because right where I have the information, I can put all need, like if that was a question. So right here, wherever there's like information that needs to be written right next to it, I can write the information right next to it. And you guys seen my how I study video, so if you guys haven't seen that, I will link it down below and you guys can see it. I love those type of slides. I can't have the big slides that some people have. I have to have those that type of way. And I started doing that, and girl, I started getting A's on every exam, and I started just beasting it. I don't know, it was just like amazing to see that, okay, I'm doing something right, I'm getting A's, I'm doing this, I'm doing good. So, and I was taking 6 classes in the spring. I was taking micro lab, developmental psych, mom baby, med surg, and I had clinical. So it was a doozy, and it was only supposed to be mom, baby, and med surg, but because I had to take micro and I didn't want to take it in the RN year because I didn't know how hard it would be, I took it in the spring, and then I didn't take developmental psych because in Florida we didn't need developmental psych, we needed general or developmental. Here you need both. So I had to take developmental psych, and the way I studied, it helped. I listened to the techniques because I realized that I am an auditory learner, I am a write it down, I am a say it, I'm a everything. Like I have to say it to hear it, then I understand it. I don't know if so much I'm a tactile, but like in clinical and skill setting, I have to do it for me to understand it. I can't just sit there and watch or hear it. So it's different from book world to actual clinical world. So that helps me a lot. I listened to Techniques. I did the slides the way you see them. I did study questions. There's this one girl that we FaceTime video chatted. Not FaceTime, but Facebook video chat or whatever. That's how we studied. We asked each other questions and stuff like that. So that helps me out. And in the second semester, I remember I got 4 A's and 2 B's. The 2 B's, I don't remember. I think I got in micro lab, I got a B. Or the micro class. I got micro class, I got a B. In the lab, I got an A. And then I got a B in developmental psych, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe I got a B in med surg. I got a B in med surg, yep. I got an A in mom baby, and I got an A in everything else. Developmental psych, I got an A. So that really helped me, and it really pushed me to say, okay, this is how I need to study. This is how I study. So printing out the slides and all that, that's how I study. Writing in a notebook, I can't do that. I mean, some people can, so if you can, do it. But if you see that you print out slides and you can't do it, go to notebook. If you see do notebook and you can't do it, go to the slides. Don't just stick with it and say, oh, maybe it's because I was confused on the information. No, change it up, because that's what I did. I waited a whole semester and not ruined my chances, because of course I went on, but like I could have did way better. So yep, I finished with a 3.6 GPA, and I even made president's list, and I was so excited. And yes, skip to the third semester, which was the summer semester, which was hard. I wouldn't say it was the hardest, but it was hard because it was 8 weeks instead of 16 weeks or 17 weeks. And sorry guys, it was 8 weeks instead of 16 or 17 weeks. We had clinical every Wednesday, Thursday. We had a test every single Monday on the key, every single Monday. And we had sometimes 1 to 2 quizzes a week. So it was very, very hard, but it wasn't the hardest. Like, it was doable. If you just had a really good time management skills, you could do it. As you guys know, I have my whiteboards. I don't use a planner, but some people use planners. So that would help them. I use my whiteboard, and I made it to July 14th, which was my LPN year pinning, and I still can't believe it that I am done. Right now I'm studying for NCLEX, because you guys know, if you watched my last video, before my last video, I got a job as an LPN at a nursing home. So I'm studying right now for my NCLEX. I just purchased UWorld. I've been doing it for, today is the 28th, so I started the 26th. So I've been doing it for 3 days now. 26, 27, 28, just kidding, 2 days now. I count the 26th though, because 26, 27, 28, I did it on the 26th, so I count it. So I've been doing it for 3 days now, and it's really helpful. I won't even tell you what I'm getting, because I'm going to wait until I pass the NCLEX in the name of Jesus, and I will go over how UWorld helped me, what did I do, what did I score, all that stuff. So wait for that video. I already have my test scheduled, but I do not want to say it. One of the subbies already asked me when the days was, but no, I don't want to tell anybody. I just want to come on here one day and tell you guys how I passed it. I don't want, yeah, because there's some crazy people out there. You post it, and I mean, I'm covered by the blood of Jesus, but you never know. There's some crazy people out there. So that was me reflecting. I don't know if anything else you guys want to know. How did it go? Yeah, it was just a crazy year. We lost a lot of people. Not a lot of people. We lost 3 people in the beginning that dropped out before school even started. We lost one of the girls because they felt she wasn't safe for clinicals, so she got booted before we even started clinicals in the first semester in December. And we lost another one for another reason that I don't want to talk about, because I guess it's kind of personal. Even though you guys don't know who it is, you guys don't know her name or anything like that, it's still, yeah. So we lost another one. So, and then, yeah, I'm just praying that we get into the RN program, and let's see how that goes. But that was me reflecting on my LPN year. I don't know if you guys want any more questions or any more answers. I didn't know what else to say. That's how it went. I went through each semester with you guys, and that's how it basically went. It was a very, very, very crazy roller coaster. I am just so grateful to be here right now, and to know what I know, because literally at the beginning I didn't even know what ambulate mean, and it means walk, of course. Everybody's like, oh my god, you know what ambulate mean? But I did not know, because I did not know the nursing lingo. But now I know what ambulate mean. I know what diaphoresis is. I know what dysuria is, dysphagia, dyspnea, tachycardia. I know all that stuff, and it's so, I feel so good, and I feel so smart, and I feel so humble, and I'm just thankful that I got the opportunity. Yeah, so that was me reflecting on my LPN year. If you guys want any more videos on that, or if you guys want to ask any questions specifically from the LPN year, you guys can leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that red button, and also next to the red button there is a little bell. Make sure you click that bell, so you see like these little 2 things that come on top of the bell, so you can get notifications for when I post videos. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.